Hey guys, this is Jerry. Welcome to the channel. Today I'll show you a complete tutorial walkthrough on the new Kia media screen. In this video, you can find all the timestamps down below if you want to skip forward on YouTube. If you find this video helpful, the best way to support this channel is to subscribe and like. At this stage, this particular system is available on the Kia Sorento, Kia Carnival, Kia EV5, and potentially the EV5 that's coming in. In the future, there will be more Kia adapting to this particular screen system. Alright, first thing I want to explain the bottom screen over here. There are two ways to use this screen. First way is if you tap this icon over here, that will change to a quick navigation bar that allows you to go directly home, map, search, or anything. You can also do the heart icon. You can personalize this function over here or go to setup, things like that. Your volume control is on the left, or push to power on or power off, or your file or tune control is over here when you want to control anything through the panel. You can actually swipe the two functions over here under the setting and go to the buttons on the left, and you can do the volume and tune knob. If you swipe this right now, turning this allow you to change the volume, turning this allow you to change the tune instead. But if you swipe it back as stationary, as standard, this is volume, this is the tune adjustment. And whenever you like, tap this icon again, we are going to go back to the aircon control menu. On the aircon control menu on the left, that's your power on and off, just like that. Temperature left and right, adjust that. If you click unsync, you can adjust the left temperature directly, depends on if it's available in your vehicle. You can also do the AC for rear, AC for non-rear, whatever you want to select. AC means AC is on. You can change the directions over here, just like that. You can also change the fan speed up and down using this switch. On the left, you get quick menus to defrog the front, demist the rear windscreen, and also do the auto climate control. Recirculation and non-recirculation is also there. So that's how to use the center panel over here underneath the screen. Alright, now we can focus on the center screen over here. On the center screen display, on the top is your time, is your date, and quick setting menu over here. In the center, that's your display menu for all your information. You could do a drop-down menu over here that allows you to do some quick controls. Right now, this is whatever you have selected, or this is the previous set indication. Click this setting icon. You can actually add a few more settings if you wish to. Otherwise, finish, just down it. First thing probably talk about is display off. If you're driving the vehicle, if you want to still listen to music, that's fine. You still play at the background, but you don't have any display at night in case you do not want it. And apart from that, everything else is pretty easy. Auto brightness, left and right. Navigation volume, off or on, up and down. Quiet mode, you can access to that. Navigation sound effects, on and off. Again, that's totally up to you. Bring that back, you can also quickly adjust the time and date just by pressing the time and date directly onto the screen. Click this menu bar, you can organize the profile setting. So under the profile, you can do users or guest, whatever you like. That just means the vehicle memorize your settings for particular things like radio stations, or your settings about the vehicle driving part or vehicle functions, things like that. You can adjust that if you like. You can confirm, you can configure. When you can configure or create a new driver, it takes about 5 minutes to go through a lot of details. You will need to personalize that and take some time to get through that. Whenever you start the vehicle, the screen will also pop up to let you know which particular user you'd like to select. Again, you can swipe left and right to go into that. Next, you can access to the online menu. Click the online menu over here. You can use your phone to scan this QR code to access to the online menu for your particular vehicle. That's really handy from Kia, so that's a good thing. Next, in the center screen, swipe left and right, allow you to access to all the screens. You can personalize the locations on each of the menu by pressing and hold. Just like that, you can move this to the center right, press and hold, move it to the center left. You can also press and drag all the way to the back. That's totally fine. You can see they will line up just like that. So this is totally up to you whether you like it this way or the other way. Again, that's how you work on it. Next, we can go to the navigation. I won't show you a full tutorial on the navigation. There are simply too many features that's available on the screen. I will do an individual information on the navigation about everything into the settings and things like that. Quick way, you can search And underneath search, you can just type anything. We have search, let's say 1 Bellingham Road. And you will see the search result over here. We want to select the one Flatbush, for example, and then we can start guidance, set as destination. Just like that, you get alternative or recommended, depends on the time and things like that. Start navigation. Just like that, that will start. You can enable or disable the guidance, just like that. You can cancel the navigation, just like that. You can set up a lot of settings by pressing on this button and go to the traffic, go to the location, all that things. There are simply way too many features to talk about, but this is just a quick guidance. Another video will be on the channel. Next is your FM and DAB. This is your radio controls, things like that. Under the favorites, you can see all your favorite stations. We haven't saved anything, so if we go to DAB or FM, which is available on New Zealand versions, you can go into each of the radio stations over here. You can save this as your favorite, just like that. Under the favorite, you can see that location over there. Another thing to mention, whenever you are in any screen, at the bottom, it will always show your display information about your music, whether it's sound of nature, whether it's music from FM, AM, whether it's the information from your phone, things like that. It will always have a permanent display underneath. If you want to go directly to a certain music icon, just press the music. That'll go directly to your music station. That's really cool. Whenever you want to go to different stations, just click this. You can go left and right to different each stations that's available. Or you can click the navigation bar, click scan, the DAB or FM, whichever you like. You can tune the FM manually, you can sort by stations or anything, or by gen. You can do sound settings, all that things on the right. Underneath, you can access to music. This is the ambient music in case you want just a chill sound, you want anything, play with it, talk with it, whatever you like. You can also enable the Bose center point, which is available only on the top spec. Whenever you want to shut off the music, make sure this is switched to the navigation menu or whatever. Push this button, that's all shut off. No music going on anymore. You can see the off icon. Next one, you can access to your phone. Basically, use your phone to search the Bluetooth. You can just search Sorento or whatever the name you have. Go to your Bluetooth settings and connect to the device over there. Underneath the screen, we can swipe the screen left and you get phone projection. This is available through Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. On the newer versions, you can find your USB connection underneath the center console. They are all USB-C these days, but older versions are USB-A. So use a USB-C cable, genuine recommended or high quality recommended to project your phone onto the screen. I have done tons of videos about Apple CarPlay on this channel. Just search CarPlay, you should find most of the information over there. Next is the voice memo. You can record the voice controls on the screen. I don't personally need that, but if you want, just do that for you. Next is the car wash mode, a very unique mode to start. If you go through an automatic car wash, things like that, you can do the start. So that means the windmill will fold, wipers will be off, things like that. So it's easy access. You don't have to monitor everything while you're going through that. Next is the online menu again. Scan the QR code. You can find the online menu in your location. After that, we'll go through everything in the settings. There are quite a lot to talk about. Click the setting. First thing is the vehicle. Under the vehicle setting, we have a driver assistance. I have done a particular version on this on the previous generation, the Kia vehicle, in the previous information system. I'll quickly explain a couple things, but for a full tutorial video, I will have to come back to that for a complete tutorial video. In case you want to change anything about parking safety, about parking guidance, you can change your cruise control and all that things. So that's to change these things, driving safety. You can disable, enable all these functions. You can even do lane departure, lane adjustment, speed limiter, set up the speed limit warning if you wish to. So that's all there. Next, in case you want to go through, you can just click climate, or if you're in it, you can just click the second one. Under the climate, you can quickly adjust a few things. For example, you can activate on washer fluid, so there's no smell going inside the vehicle. Upon entering tunnel, if the vehicle identifies the tunnel on the navigation, it will automatically enable the recirculation, so that's really helpful. Automatic ventilation, so you can automatically start the ventilation if you want. Defog or defrost option, it will automatically start when you start the vehicle if you like. link to the climate control settings to auto adjustment. It just means whenever the aircon is adjusted quite high or quite low, your seat warmer or your driver's seat warmer will change accordingly. Again, cool function, but you do need to use it. That's up to you. Next, we can adjust the seat settings. You can also link the climate setting to the seat adjustment, which we talked about in the climate just now. So if you change anything, the climate too hot or too cold, your seat adjustment automatically will set your seat warmer or seat ventilation. Seat easy access, it just means when you open the door, the seat automatically goes retract a little bit backwards, so it creates a little bit more space between you and the steering. And when you start the vehicle, that automatically will move forward just by a tiny bit. If you like it, normal, extended, that's fine. If you don't like it, turn it off. Next is the seat position change alert. You can enable or disable it. That's up to you. Lights control, you can change the ambient lighting if that's equipped. You can change the brightness. You can change the color. All the ambient lighting colors are available. You can even link it to drive mode. That means when you change the drive mode, the ambient light does go left, does go green, blue, red, whatever. You can also enable dimming under darkened conditions. Just means when it's go completely dark on the road, things like that, that will automatically dim itself a little bit, so it's not too bright for the interior. Next is the one-touch turn indicator. If you switch this off, you just use the indicator as normal, push it all the way up and down. If you do the 3 flashes, that just means a gentle drop on the indicator will give you 3 flashes, then it will stop. Then it will go 5 or 7, whatever you select. Personally, I quite like the 3 flashes that help with the convenience, turn, things like that. Next one, the welcome mirror and light. That just means when you approach the vehicle with the key, the mirror will open up and your driver door and under the light will light up for you. If you do not want it, just press the button to disengage, of course. Headlight timeout. That just means when you switch off the vehicle, the headlights will stay on for around 15 seconds so you can see the vehicle and also the driveway or surrounding areas around you. Next is the high beam assist. As long as your vehicle is on automatic headlights, when you're driving a completely dark scenario or environment, the vehicle will automatically switch on your high beam. And if the vehicle is approaching you or you're following a vehicle or there are traffic lights or anything like that around this area, the high beam will automatically switch off based on its sensor at the front. Interior lights on, that just means whenever you're inside the vehicle, all these interior lights, ambient lighting on the buttons and things like that, they're always on. If you do not want it, just your backlights on the switch are basically off when you start driving the vehicle. Next is the door. You can enable auto lock, just means when you drive off, auto locks, or when you shift it to park, shift it to drive, auto locks, or it does not engage. Auto unlock just means when you shift it to park, automatically unlocks all the doors, or at the vehicle off, automatically unlock doors, or it's off. So it's not going to automatically unlock doors until you put the door handle or pressing the central lock switch. You can also enable and disable the power tailgate if that's available. Again, I think most people will have it on in case you have a limited access at the back or something like that. You can also do power tailgate opening speed, fast or normal if this is equipped. I think that's okay. Power tailgate height, you can adjust that as well. Right now it's full open. If you change to level 1 or level 2, you can do that as well. You can also do user height setting. You can open to the tailgate to the right position and press and hold the button on the tailgate to set that particular height if you wish to. You can also enable a smart tailgate function. If you get close to the rear tailgate, if you stand there for 3 seconds, that will automatically open the tailgate. Remote window control, that just means when you left the window halfway before you get out, you can press and hold the lock key on the key blade, then the windows will go all the way up along with the closing of the doors. You can disable and enable that as well. Tailgate auto close, it just means when your smart key is no longer closed, automatically tailgate will be closed. Again, that's up to you whether you like it or not. Convenience, you can get rear occupant alert. It just means when you open the door, if someone has sat at the back seat before, it will give you a warning on the screen to check the rear passenger. Service interval, you can see the service interval on your vehicle. You can reset it through here. Next is the wireless charging system. So you can enable and disable the wireless phone charging if you like. Auto rear wiper just means when you put the vehicle on reverse, if your wiper set is on auto or manual on, auto rear wiper will automatically wipe the rear windscreen for I think 3 times. If you do not like that feature, disable that. Now we have done everything in the vehicle, we can quickly go to the navigation. Again, I'll have to go through this everything later on in a later date, in another video. There's simply too much to talk about in this particular video. Next is the sound. You can adjust all the sound settings because this one has the top spec Bose sound system. You can adjust the Bose sound system plus the positions, equalizer up and down, guidance, that's based on your voice guidance and navigation guidance. You can change this volume. You can quickly even adjust the navigation during phone calls. It will just basically do they play or do they not play, prioritize or not prioritized, depends on the guidance, depends on the phone calls. You can also mute the navigation guidance if the navigation guidance is playing. You can even do welcome sound when the vehicle starts and stop, things like that. You can do radio noise control. I'm not sure how good that is, but at the moment the basic setting is the mild noise reduction. You can do the driver assistance warning volume settings just before you crash into something or someone, or give you warning based on your, let's say, lane departure, things like that. It'll go up and down. You can enable and disable the haptic warning with the vibration. You can also enable the lane safety warning off or on. You can also do the driving safety priority. That just means lower all the other audio volume, enable the driving safety features or sound. You can also do parking safety priority, just means when you put the vehicle on reverse or if your parking sensor in front of it gets into something, it will prioritize the parking sensor safety sound. Next is the connected devices. You can go into these connected devices to adjust all these medium, guidance, things like that. Same as CarPlay, you can adjust the medium, phone, ringtone, or anything like that. So these are the sound settings in this vehicle. Next is the phone connection. You can see the phone connection. Right now, nothing's connected. Or if something's connected, you can delete them, you can pair them, or you can do whatever you want with them. Bluetooth system, you can see the name. You can change the name to Jerry Sorento if you like. That's no problem. Phone projection, again, you can do Android Auto settings. You can enable or disable it, same as Apple CarPlay settings. And also you can change the devices. You can delete the device, so they will need to reconnect again next time. Next is the user profile. We've already done that. Do check the timestamps down below. Next is the layout. If you click the layout, first one is the cluster sim. You can adjust the cluster on the center display to be circle or simple. Circle looks identical to your, let's say, traditional analog dial. Simple looks a little bit more modernized. I will explain everything about the cluster settings in another video as well. You can also do the cluster style, style 1, style B, to different colors, things like that. Screensaver, you can do none or clock. If you do the clock, it just means when you do display off, the clock will be set it. If you do none, no clock, just black screen. Split screen, whenever you are in any of the screens, you can do the split screen. If you click home, if you go to the map over here, swipe the bars on left, you can go up and down on the split screen. For example, cameras is also available. That's really cool. You can do a lot of settings. And if we go back home again, go to the layout, under the split screen, you can enable and disable all these things. If you do not want video, if you do not want campus, you can disable that, or you can drag it up and down, line them up on the split screen. So that's how that works. Next is the display. You can adjust the auto brightness left and right. You can do the camera settings. You can see what's the camera display contents for your parking distance warning, for your lens, things like that. And you can do blue filter. I'm not sure what this works. Probably help with some certain coolness or warmth about the screen. I don't normally engage this function. And next is the buttons. You can personalize quite a lot of buttons. The first button is on your steering. You can do this, select this to do whatever you like. Let's say someone like the quiet mode a lot. When you tap this button on the left part of the steering, you are able to go directly to the navigation or anything like that. Same with the custom steering button, which is this button underneath on the screen. Just over here, you are able to personalize this button to do media on, off, or map, or whatever you like. So that'll go directly into that particular screen on the panel. Next is the mode button. If you press the mode button on your steering, you are able to go through this mode, like the vehicle mode. If you enable Bluetooth, if you enable sound and nature, if you enable phone projection, if you press the mode, it will go through these 3 selections. If you do not select anything, it doesn't do anything. So it's recommended to adjust these for yourself. Next is the toggle switch on your steering. On your left hand of the steering, there are up and down. If you go up and down right now, it goes between favorites. So only go to your favorite stations, or you go to the stations, whatever is available, sorted by your liking. Next is the volume and tune knob. I've explained that. That allows you to change these 2 icons on the left and right. This one is right now volume, this one is right now tune. But if you swap, this one is tune, this one is volume, just like that. Next, we have the cluster and heads-up display. Brightness, again, you can change the cluster brightness, you can change the cluster theme, which is all explained in the previous section. You can do contents, it just shows if the wiper contents is displayed, IC road warning displayed, blind spot monitoring view is displayed or not, if that's available, of course. You can even do welcome sound, no welcome sound. Under the heads-up display, you can enable heads-up display or disable it whenever you like. You can also go into the display settings over here. That means you can now go up and down to adjust the heads-up display left and right, and with angle, you can see the angle and the height over here to let you know what's the display over there. And you can enable automatic save heads-up display height and rotation settings to certain drivers. Next, you can select contents if you want to contents turn by turn, if you want to select contents media information, if you want to see driving information, all that things, you can enable it to show it on the heads-up display. Next is the general. These are just the basic settings for the screen. You get software information, system information, time and date. Auto set time is okay, but if you do not like it, disable that. You can personalize these auto set time settings. Time and date, 24 hours, 12 hours. In New Zealand, we can have daylight or not daylight saving. Language, you can select your language. There's only 2 available. Keyboard, you can again adjust your keyboard if you like. Unit, you can adjust your unit from temperature, all that things. You can also do media settings. You can do media off at vehicle start. In case you do not like media to start playing whenever you get out of the vehicle, get in the vehicle, you can enable that. You can also do infotainment remains on when the vehicle is turned off. So that means the infotainment will stay on, will still playing when you switch off the vehicle, but then when you open the driver door, everything will shut. Again, that's up to you. Last one is reset. This is how to reset everything. You can do reset all, you can do delete all the profile if you wish to do that. That's pretty much about the settings. And that's pretty much all about the features I would like to talk about on the Kia infotainment system that's available on the new Kia system. I hope you enjoyed the contents. If you do not forget to subscribe and like. That's the best way to support this channel. As always, I will see you next video.